Hi everybody, we're working on a 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition, and the customer's taking a trip. So he wanted to have his oil changed, brakes checked, air filters, new serpentine drive belt, check his transmission fluid, things like that. So one thing I found out when I was changing the engine oil, I saw coolant underneath. This particular vehicle takes a yellow colored coolant. And I'll show you what I found out here. I was looking at the back of the motor. You know, here's where I drained the oil out, obviously. But you see this staining? It's kind of the yellow-brown color. And you can see it's like a fresh coolant right there. So that's the antifreeze coming out of the rear of the intake manifold. And it looks like, by the way it's staining over here, that it's done that off and on for a while. It's got 166,000 miles on it, and it's sat a lot. And if you look up at the front, we can also see this is the antifreeze staining on the hoses there. So it's been coming down the front of the manifold also. So it's one of those things you got to be aware of. Also, during the inspection, we noticed that the airbags on the bottom of them, the material's getting pretty well worn off. You know, they're getting pretty soft there. So it'll need some new airbags at some point. The other one looks about the same. And we could follow up, and looks like the fuel filter's probably been changed once, but it's not a bad idea to change it one more time. So I'll drop it down so you can see how the manifold looks from the top. And Ford makes these, Dorman makes them. Some kits come with bolts and everything with the kit, and some don't, so you have to kind of shop around. I like to try and use the Ford ones as much as possible because it's a really good fit. So here's our intake manifold, is this whole assembly here. And so it's just plastic runners. The plastic wears out on the bottom. It's like a plastic and some aluminum hooked together. And you can see down here, right where the flashlight's shining there, where there's some staining. And it's been staining down the front of the motor. So it's not pouring it out right now, but it sure has been leaking. And usually what happens too, it'll leak up here and it'll go into the cylinder. So we cleaned everything up a little bit, but there was coolant up here in this little valley here, and it'll leak down in the spark plug boot and cause a misfire also. So you have to pull the injectors off, lift that manifold off, put a new manifold, new seals, and usually new bolts. So that's a little tip from John Sadler's. If you're doing the oil change and you're doing the different types of services, and you see that kind of brown, the looking color like that, it's not green antifreeze, it's a yellow antifreeze for that vehicle. It has a little decal on the top of the coolant reservoir that says yellow, and it shows OK. Then it has another one for a different color, and it has an X through it. So these do take yellow coolant. They're a pretty sophisticated car for 2004. So that way we can save them a lot of trouble from having the thing overheat and break down on the trip. Thank you very much. Have a great day.